Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with another episode of Speaking My Mind. How you all doing? Hope you're all doing well. I'll just talk about whatever comes to my mind. And the word that comes to my mind is inequality. We have a society that's deeply inequality. And not just in the UK, but I think in the world. When you think about it, people are feeling worse and worse off. And it feels like no one's doing anything about it. And the rich are getting richer. And there is this generally very worrying premise that people think it's nothing to do with millionaires and billionaires, which is very scary. And I do find that very frightening, because it's wrong to say that people who have the money shouldn't be able to pay a bit more tax, shouldn't be able to give a bit more to help those who are struggling. And the gap is getting wider and wider. Why are we not shouting and screaming enough about this? Why are governments not doing enough about this? And is it just a case of governments not calling this out? Is it just a case of governments not strong enough? You could say governments definitely play a role in this. I think definitely governments do play a factor into it as well. But it's all about influence. And when you have money, you can buy influence, you can control the narratives, you can control things. And those who have influence have power. And unfortunately, the reality is that a lot of politicians who generally go into it with the belief that they want to change the world for the better, even if sometimes we disagree with their decisions, they end up getting bought by influencers. And that's what tends to happen. People get put in place that aren't in the interest of people around them, and instead in the interest of somebody else or a particular person. Money is corrupting politics, and because the deep pockets of money is corrupting politics, it is also hampering people's abilities to live. It's imbalanced in society. Society is struggling. And people, I've said this 1,000 times, and you guys know this. People are struggling to make ends meet. People are struggling to feed themselves. People are struggling to keep themselves warm. And not enough has been done about this. Not enough has been talked about this. And it's all well and good when you hear the wonderful work of charities and food banks and volunteers who give their hard-earned time, especially those who with respect are much older. Most of them are older people, and give away their free time to help those who are impoverished, to help those who are needy. But it shouldn't have to be that way. I do genuinely think, and I have this belief, that poverty is a political choice. Poverty is something that should never exist, because it is something that is a decision that is chosen. It's not something that people want. Nobody chooses to be homeless. Nobody chooses to struggle to get by. I don't accept this premise that that nobody wants to make a decent living for themselves. The vast majority of people in society, people who are struggling, if they have the opportunity to work hard and make a living for themselves, they would do so. But the reality is no matter how hard I work, how hard you work, it depends on your background, you're raising up and whatnot. Some people do not get there, and it really is down to a case of inheritance being passed down from your parents or families or whatnot of money, rather than just you working hard and you'll be a success. Very, very rarely does somebody from a poor background or state becomes super successful now. And this all comes down to, again, another word that I like to use a lot is education, because education is the key to everything. And one thing I will say, if you are a parent listening to this, you have a young child, please teach them about finances, please teach them maths, please teach them understandings of money, because if they do, they will be okay in the future. Because of right now, there's too many children who are throwing their money away. We need to be more careful with their money. It's going to get harder. As the next generation come in, they're going to struggle. And that's the sad reality. And we need to do something to help these people. Not enough is being done. Inequality is unbalanced. And governments, not just the UK government, all governments around the world need to rectify that. It needs to be called out and more needs to be done for it. If we don't, people will continue to suffer, people will continue to die, people will be worse off. And no matter how hard you work, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours, you still won't be able to have a decent and happy life. And it's not fair, it's not right when people who have inherited money from family, who sit in their golden mansions and whatnot, make money by their assets and lands their own. Balance needs to be addressed. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about equality? Do you agree with me that this needs to be done? Do you think not enough is being done? Do the media are being controlled too much by rich, powerful people? Let me know your thoughts and more down in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit the like button, share us across social media, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.